Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I have an update on this Witcher decor in high definition. It's a 1K thing. I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. This is from Stone Spiral Gaming. They ported this. It was created by Wine Dave. Now, I'm not doing a show on this. What I'm talking about is there's a huge size difference in this update. And normally, I would expect when there's this bigger difference that someone would tell us what they did. Because here the size of this mod is 9.69 megabytes. It's under 10 megabytes. Let me show you the old size of this mod. The old size of this mod is almost 21 megabytes. So I appreciate it if all they did was reduce the file size, but it makes me wonder, was there just a good compression that was done or something on the textures? Or did they take something out? Or I would just like to know, when you do a big change to, this is already kind of a small mod, but I do appreciate it if it was just something that shrunk things down. But it would be nice if you would give it just a quick little update in the description to say, all I did was compress some textures, or, all I did was remove this. If you removed something, or maybe I removed some stuff that was unnecessary that I'd accidentally left in, or anything like that, because now I really don't trust this update, and I'm in the middle of a playthrough. So I'm not going to make this update. So I wanted to mention that. This is kind of an aside on our load order show, which I'm getting ready to do. But I wanted to mention this. It's very strange, and I really would just appreciate just a one-line thing in the description to give me some idea, because I really don't want to swap this mod out in the middle of my playthrough. So I'm not going to, unless Stone Spiral Gaming actually updates this description and basically at least implies to me that it's probably safe. I'm not going to do this update, okay? I'm going to leave my mod in the old version. Now, it's probably fine. It probably is something like compressed textures or something like that. It's probably something that's not harmful. But my game is really working, so I'm going to play it safe. And this is still pretty early on in this game where we're playing Jade, so I'm not going to mess with that right now. And since there's no comment there that tells me this is any great improvement, I'm just going to ride it out and keep this mod as is. Now, the new version of this mod, I've been using this mod off and on, and I think I did a show on this in the past. Stone Spiral Gaming has done a lot of very good ports, so I'm really not putting them down. I just would like, I'd just like to ask for a little explanation in the description, especially when it's a huge thing. This is half the size that it used to be, and I'm all for that, but I just need to know kind of that it's safe or not. And actually, even if they said it was safe, maybe I would, no, if they said it was just compression and that sort of thing, I would probably go ahead and go with it. But, because they have been very good about things, so I'm not putting them down in any way. I would just like a little bit of a description that would, just kind of give me an idea so I'd know if it's safe to go ahead and do that or not. I didn't look at the 2K version. If I remember right, there's a 2K version of this, and it's probably been compressed as well. And now, if it's a lot smaller, maybe it would be worth using. A lot of times I just use the 1K because I think that looks good enough for me. If you prefer 2K, that's fine. Alright, so that's something I wanted to mention before I get into my load order show, which is what I'm going to do next. So I wanted to mention that, and the fact that I am actually going to do a load order show for Skyrim, even though we've not gotten as heavily into this game yet. Everything is working fine. If we find any little issues, we'll take care of them as we go. I was kind of playing around with adding a couple of mods to this load order, and I think I'm going to remove them So I'm going to mention that real quickly here, and then I will move on. This is kind of just a general update at this point. I'll get into the load order show in a minute. We'll do that in a separate video. But let me show you what I'm talking about. I was playing around with a couple of mods. Yeah, this Kellen armor and this Radzig longsword. I'm going to remove them from this game, even though I like them. I'm going to do shows on them first, and then I may use them in my next playthrough just because I like them. But they kind of don't suit the motifs that I'm going for here with the Red Sonja armor and all the craziness that I'm doing, okay? So I just wanted to mention that. So if you saw me, I think in one of my previous testing videos, I mentioned these, and I did test them and play around with them, and they seem, both of these, the longsword and the Kellen armor, seem like good mods. But if you notice suddenly that they're gone, that's why they're gone. I just decided to remove them, but I wanted to mention that to you. And, you know, I'm going to remove them. I'm going to go ahead and remove them now, and I'm going to do like a reset and everything, and I'll come back in and I'll do our load order show. But I wanted to mention this on updates. Sometimes when a mod is updated, if they don't tell you what they did, I would be a little leery of changing it in the middle of a playthrough. Now, if they tell you what they did and it really just affects textures, most of the time, my experience has been, I could go ahead and update that mod and it would not be a problem. However, if they do other things to the mod and you're in the middle of a playthrough and they do other things and they make the mod, either it adds edits to other areas or it does other things other than just changing textures, you seriously probably want to leave it alone until you get through your playthrough, unless it fixes a problem that you knew was already there. Okay, so it's just something to mention. This is not so much a tutorial, I guess, as it is just a thought. But maybe I'll put this down as a tutorial because this mod has changed. I don't have anything in the description that tells me what changed. I don't want to add extra edits to my game that I'm unaware of because, like I said, I'm in the middle of a playthrough and having a good time with it. So that's how you should look at these updates. When you see these updates, don't just automatically grab them. You want to know what was updated. If it's just textures, like I said, in my experience, textures are okay to swap in and out. It's not a problem. But if it's other edits, if it's other additional edits, and it may affect other areas, like it could affect these decorations are, for instance, they're in Whiterun. It could affect, if there's other edits made, it could affect my Whiterun, and I could start crashing in Whiterun, and that would create me a whole new issue that I would have to track down and find out what the problem was. And then I would be unhappy if I found that it was this mod and I had to remove it in the middle of a playthrough, which you could do, but I wouldn't like it. So it's just something to think about and be aware of. Now, I want to thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. So I want to acknowledge these people who donate to the channel, who support the channel. They put their money where their mouth is, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you to these folks, and thank you to everyone for watching and supporting the channel.
This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.